Welcome to the Divine Purpose Podcast, where we transport you along one of the more dynamic journeys of life. Have you ever been curious to know what it takes to become a successful leader? Or about knowing the secrets of life through the Bible? How about engaging in conversation where no topics are off limits? We will take you to new levels with guests who can help you grasp the importance of your calling. Now, here's your host, Eddy Dacius, founder of Dacius Facilities Management.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Divine Purpose Podcast. This is our second episode. I am your host, Eddy Dacius. Today, we have a great show for you where we will dive deep into what it takes to really embrace God's calling. This episode is brought to you by Dacius Facility Management. They will manage your commercial building with a variety of services such as project and cleaning and vendor management. Call them now at 617-237-0106 or go online at Dacius Facilities Management, DACIUSFM.com. We have a great guest for you. My guest today, she's a published author, she's a woman of God, a wife, a mother, and the CEO of RBS Accounting Solution LLC. She's an alumni of Bentley University. Rebecca Merzius, how are you today?
Fantastic. How are you, Eddy?
I'm good. Thank you for coming in. Um,
Having me.
so, how is everything with you?
Yeah, everything is great. I'm so excited to be here and to just kind of speak to your audience and to let them know about, what we do and just kind of touch upon a couple of points about their purpose. So I'm excited to be here.
Thank you once again. So, for our listener, who's Rebecca?
Sure. So I can say that I am a multifaceted person. I wear many hats. But one of the biggest things about me is I am a servant leader. I am a mother. I'm a wife. I'm a kingdom entrepreneur, but at the heart and at the center of everything I do, I just love serving God's people. And so, yeah, that's pretty much who I am. But I'm sure we're going to go into detail about each one of those facets.
No, definitely. And I'm glad to have you on our second episode. Please give us a reminder of your business and location if you have a
Sure.
website.
Sure, absolutely. So I currently run several different businesses. My accounting firm, which is RBS Accounting Solutions, is located at 681 Main Street in Waltham, Massachusetts. We do service all of Massachusetts and actually all of the states. And that is a really fast and growing bookkeeping, accounting, tax preparation, but overall accounting firm. And we are excited as we are helping people mitigate their finances, businesses, both and individuals. So, yeah, it's exciting.
So I remember when was studying that facilities management, we had a phone call where you kind of help us understanding the tax and the status we should be under.
Mhm.
And do you remember this?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really great. So quick, can you tell us a quick story about your family? And I know you have a book, and we will go into your book. And
Mhm.
please let us know about your family. And I know you mentioned you had like a culture shock when you first came here. So can you go deep into your
Yeah,
background?
I talked a little bit about that in my book, Chosen Discovery, Purpose, and God. But my family, my husband's name is Shatson, and we have two beautiful children, Grace and Elijah. And one of the biggest things for me, I wasn't born here. I was born in Haiti. And when I first came here, one of the biggest things I talk about in Chosen is that assimilating into a new culture is never easy, right? But one of the biggest things that comes along with that is the responsibility you feel for the growth that you're supposed to have from leaving another country to coming into a new territory.
Right.
I felt that at an early age, and I felt like I had to sort of kind of differentiate myself from the people around me because I knew that I had responsibilities and other things that I had to kind of keep in mind about the people that I left behind. So I think that has fueled my motivation to even becoming an entrepreneur and creating my own journey and my own space.
Yeah, I think and I read your book, so everyone who's listening was watching, so they can go and get this book. So this is Chosen, Discover Your Purpose in God from Rebecca Merzius. I was reading your book, and there's a section where you mention a blessing given too soon isn't a blessing at all, and a gift exposed too early may weak. You remember this
Yeah,
section? And I
absolutely.
don't know if you can explain more what you mean by that.
Absolutely. Yeah, that is actually one of my favorite. I say this about every part of my book, but really it's one of my favorite parts because it speaks to my journey as an entrepreneur and as a servant leader, as a preacher, as an author. I think a lot of the times we try to rush God's timing, right? We are
Yeah,
sometimes in seasons where we feel like, oh, we want this to happen right now, right? And that's good ambitions to have. We want the gift and we want to walk in the calling and we want to start activating the things God is calling us to, but we have to remember as people of God that it's not our timing, right? It is the timing of God that supersedes anything else. And so we have to be able and wanting to and wait on God until it's the right season and the right timing. Because you can have the gift, but it might not be the right time for you to start activating and walking in that gift. Or you might be called to something, but it might not be the season where God is going to bring you out and show you out to the world. So, especially this generation, I feel like a lot of us, we rush into things
yeah.
and we don't necessarily wait on the voice of God to tell us, hey, this is the time, this is the moment, right? We have to be obedient to that voice. So that's why I wrote that part
No, I think
and chosen. Yeah.
no, I think that's a really good explanation. But let's go back to your family. And I know you so you say what age did you came here? Do you
Yeah.
remember?
So yeah, absolutely. So I came here when I was, I think it was 8. I was 8 when I first came here, and yeah, my family, my uncles, my aunts, they're all back in Haiti, and I came here with my sister actually to come and live with my dad and my mom, but my stepmom. But everyone else was kind of left behind, and my mom was actually in Haiti, so I had to think about that aspect as well and how I could create an opportunity for the people I left behind, so that I could reach back and bring them forward with me. I believe in lift as you climb. That is one of my mottos in both my accounting firm, my home care business, and everything else that I do is I want to lift other people as I climb. I don't want to leave anybody behind. So that's a big motif I would say in my family now that I use is if I know something, I'm going to help you to also do it and to do it with excellence.
No, no, definitely, definitely. But is there anything you miss in Haiti from Haiti? So I know you've been here. Did you have a chance to go back?
No, I have. I think I've been back only one time.
Okay.
But I don't remember a lot about, my time there. I just know I just miss the culture. If anything, I miss the food. I miss the culture. I miss the nice sunny beaches that I lived by. Just the scenery.
Okay. So which part in Haiti from in Haiti you
Okai. I was from Okai.
got? Oh
Yeah.
man, I think I went to Port Salut
Hmm.
once, and then I drove by Okai, and it's a really really nice city.
It's beautiful.
Um,
Yeah. It's
the food is
stunning.
good food,
Yeah.
but did you? I know we just so the earthquake in Haiti happened I think 11 years ago. Is
Hmm.
there? Did you lose anybody or because from that earthquake? I don't know if you can talk about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. It's interesting because my husband actually lived through the earthquake,
Oh,
and his testimony is so phenomenal in that he was in a school while the earthquake was happening, and he saw someone selling water outside. So something told him, hey, get up and go and get a water. And he left. And the second he stepped outside, him and his friend, the building just collapsed.
Collapse. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he was literally 3 seconds away from dying in that building. And every time I hear that testimony, I just shrivel up because it's like, wow, when God, and it's heart wrenching that happened to the people that were affected. And in that same light, it's so amazing to be able to reflect on God's goodness and think about how He handpicks people for
Definitely.
His reasons, right? And He definitely handpicked him from that time. So I don't have, and my mother was in Haiti at the time, actually. And
Okay.
she would explain to me how, that day for some reason she was feeling so hot she couldn't stay inside, and she went and sat under a tree. And the next thing you know, her house just came down. And so I am just so amazed at what God can do. And although I feel and I sympathize, and obviously I am heartbroken by everything that happened with, the millions and millions of people that have died from that, it also gave me a moment of reflection to thank God for His omnipresence and for His omniscience, right? And His will, because we can't overstep that. Nothing on this earth happens aside from the will of God. So I am always mindful to say that and remind myself that every situation that happens was ordained by God, and God knows about it. It comes to no surprise to Him.
You're right. You're right. And I have my own testimony too. I'm a survivor of this earthquake too.
Oh, really? Were you in
Yeah.
Haiti at that time?
I was in Haiti and I was driving. So my family, we own a restaurant in Port-au-Prince,
Mm-hmm.
and my mom called me to pick her up, and I was with friends, planning. I was a teenager,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, like I drove and I was late, and she left. She took a public transportation, but she didn't wait for me. But on my way back, that I was driving in the middle of the street, I felt something like a shaking, and
Wow.
I thought my tire blew up, and then I felt a second one, and this is like I don't know,
Yeah.
10 second. I don't know how long was it, but
Mm-hmm.
this is the worst of my life. But I was okay. I was in the middle of the street. I didn't have any car near me, and I was looking at people. Like I saw like the wall crumbled. I saw
Mm.
people falling,
Wow.
and you just stop. You just stop,
Yeah.
and then people. I see people like pray, like have their hands up, praising
Mm.
God. And when I tried to go home, there's a lady. So I had to pick up, and there was a lady. She asked me. She had a baby, like
Mm.
covered from blood,
Oh
and
my
there's a
God.
nearby hospital, and they asked me to give her a ride. And next thing I know, I had like 15 people in the car, like in the pickup.
Oh my God.
Get and then I drove them close to that location, like maybe
Mm-hmm.
2 minutes away. And I told them I have to go home, find out all my family. So
Wow.
I have my nephew. So we were okay.
Mm.
But when I came back quick after maybe 10 days after the earthquake, when I got here, my culture shock was when I take the train, the red line, it's like the same feeling because of
Mm.
that earthquake.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it
that was
must be some sort of a
yeah,
PTSD in your mind.
yeah,
It's like
definitely.
just,
And
yeah.
but my wife always testified that, and she said if nothing, like if God didn't protect me, probably we wouldn't be together. So we have two kids now,
Yeah.
my son Jovan and my daughter Leah. But that's to tell you God's purpose in my life.
Absolutely. Oh, I am a firm
Saved me
believer of
from,
it.
yeah, yeah. He saved me from this earthquake,
Yeah.
and then now I own a business, and
Hmm.
I'm a podcaster doing His will.
Right.
And that's a really, and then I understand your story and your husband. So obviously, did he had a chance to go back since?
Oh yeah, he loves Haiti. His mother, his parents are still in Haiti, so he's always in Haiti. But recently, due to Corona, he's had to kind of put a stop to it. But yeah,
Okay.
and I'm looking forward to going. I just haven't. I have like 5 businesses running simultaneously here, so I can't, take time off. But yeah, I'm planning on going soon to visit.
What comes before making a smart decision? Choices. A smart choice is the best option, which is who we are. That's why our clients expect more from us and, in return, get more in everything we do. We understand the problem. That's why we thrive for excellence. We don't just create a winning culture. We aspire to be a smart choice, a voice for solutions. We believe in integrity, professionalism, and teamwork. Our passion is to bring results from our clients by working harder, smarter, and faster. As a team, we always deliver because we recognize your needs. Choosing smart influences us to be the best version of ourselves. That makes us different than other companies. It makes us confident in achieving our goals. It makes us who we are. And it makes us DFM, the smart choice.